I can drop it in the chess channel and leave it live.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Maybe
just tell me.
at channel or at here or something.
Yeah, okay.
Steven, were you gonna do a quick test of the follow?
No, I don't think so. It'll work. I use it all the time.
Okay. If anything, you can Slack me the link. So.
Okay. Yeah. If you have any problems, I don't know. Slack me, but I don't think it'll be an issue. If you at worst you'll get timed out and you'll have to type the follow command again. That's like the worst thing that'll happen.
Cool.
Okay, ready when you are.
All right. Well, we are streaming.
All right.
We'll wait for some folks to jump in. Oh yeah. We've got our first message from Popey. He says woohoo with an exclamation mark. Let's go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just send me the channel so I can follow you from my Twitch account from my Twitch account.
Sure, I'll send it to you right now.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, yeah, looks like we've got 16 folks on so far, so I think we're good to just kick it off. Welcome everybody to the final match or final round of the Influx Data Gambit Chess Tournament. Today we have a showdown between Steven Soroka and Joel Freed. And commentating as a special guest, we have Grandmaster Nikola Nestrovic. Welcome, everybody.
Hello. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Nikola. I wanted to just kick it off with a quick Q&A. Nikola, if you wouldn't mind, can you give us a little background on yourself and tell us about your chess career?
Oh, that's kind of like a tough question. I know. Like, first, I will say interesting thing about me. So I'm coming from the chess family. So we're all chess players. So my father is international master. Dan, Lazar is international master as well. My brother. My mother is a woman FIDE master, and my sister as well. So Katarina and Irena. So kind of like chess was in my blood. We can say like this. And so 2016, I got the final third norm. So I spent my time. So also I finished university for teaching in Belgrade. So I did like two things in the same time. That's never easy. And for the last 7 years, I'm like a professional chess coach. So yeah, I'm playing occasionally. I'm playing like a serious tournaments, but like, professional life is never easy. So kind of like this is a different path that I chose. And mostly that's it.
Awesome. Yeah, chess in your blood. I can imagine the family holidays and get-togethers. You guys just get out all the boards and,
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not playing Blitz anymore. When I started to win the games, now we're not playing with my father and brother. That's it.
Now it's just Clubhouse, right?
That's right. No, now we're just talking about the regular things, no chess.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Nikola, for joining. So we're gonna get right into it. We've got 4 10-minute matches lined up. Hopefully, we'll keep this under an hour. But in the event that after four matches there's a tie, we'll do a quick, shorter time limit game to break that tie. So, Steven or Joel, any sort of, I mean, I wouldn't say trash talking, but any sort of words for your opponents here before we let you guys go so you can get to your board?
Yeah, it should be a close match. You know, Joel's a little higher rated than I am at the moment. I think you've got you know, maybe more experience than I do, but I think we're not far off in rating, and it should be interesting.
I hope so. And you made me start playing these 10-minute games, Steven. So yeah, it's longer time control. It's so weird.
Right. You're a blitz and bullet player.
Yeah, mostly blitz, but yeah. So this is like twice as much time as I'm used to. So it's gonna be like, slow down.
Yeah. I'm yeah, I don't know. So I used to play a lot of blitz, and then I started playing like classical tournament games, and that just felt like an eternity. And then it's so crushing to like have you know, an hour and a half per side or something, or 45 minutes per side, and then you spend 3 hours on the game, and like if you lose, it's just soul crushing. So I feel like 10 minutes is like a nice in between.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. Well, it sounds like there's some exciting stuff ahead. I'll let you guys get to the game, and I'll join so I can make sure to share the right thing. And good luck, everybody. See you on the other side.
Yeah, maybe when we're done, we'll hop back in at the end.
Sounds good to me.
Do that.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. See you then.
Yep.
All right. So I talked briefly to Joel and Steven before this, and it looks like in true competitive chess style, they went back and researched each other's games in the past.
Definitely. There must be some serious preparation. Like, we will see. I think definitely interesting openings.
Yeah. 1 second. I've got a little 5-year-old banging on my door. I'm doing something right now. I need you to go in.
Here.
Okay. All right, let me see. Okay, and we're off. Looks like we've got Queen's Pawn opening, right, Nicola?
Oh, d4. Bishop f4. Okay. This is a kind of like a London system, knight f3, right? We call this, like this, in the top level, you know, this is kind of the thing when you want to avoid some typical opening lines, you know. But this is c5, interesting stuff. You know, black idea is almost immediately to, you know, attack the center, and now e3.
Yeah. So just for the viewers, there's going to be some fast gameplay in the beginning, mainly because these folks have played enough chess to where it's kind of just muscle memory at this point. The openings tend to be a little bit rehearsed.
Yeah.
So
but this is kind of...
Is this still standard? Is it still...
That's right. This is also well known. Exactly. Like, white idea here is just to develop knight and the bishop and the castle. So that's a kind of like probably exactly. So this bishop on f1 and probably put somewhere like on d3 or e2 if I need to, you know. Yeah, so this is a London system. This is the name of the opening, is a London. And now we will see black idea is to trade this dark square bishops with bishop d6 or to play bishop e7.
Okay,
yeah,
so you were right. Yeah, you went to d3 there.
Yeah, that's a good stuff to put the bishop on such a active square, I like to say, you know.
You got this way.
And the on the right side, exactly. Okay, I'm a good guesser. Things in
Look at
the
this.
first couple.
Predict
Okay.
the future.
For that. So for now, this is going good. And now, okay, again, yeah, okay, bishop g is looking good.
So why move it back?
This is a kind of little idea. So if black takes this bishop, white wants to take with the pawn, into open H file, you know,
For the rook.
for the rook. So now I think black will wait for white's castle. You know, he doesn't want to take it right now.
So
Oh,
white can
this is-
castle this way.
That's right. And then I think black will probably take the bishop, but not before.
Because if white castles and then black takes the bishop, then that pawn doesn't open up because the rook would be on this square at that point.
That's right. And then black is not afraid of the open H file.
Mhm.
But my guess is yes. So my guess is this jump with the knight is very strong. White wants to push F pawn. Exactly. To try to keep this knight there. That's my guess.
He likes this knight.
And I like even more my knight on E5. So usually I play this position more as black, but this can be very annoying for black. If this, you know, if white goes with F4 here. But we will see what
Yeah.
will going on here. Black needs to do something about this knight.
Is it concerning that that white hasn't castled yet? How long do you want to keep the white? Whoops. How long do you want to keep the king kind of in the center there?
That's a good idea. Okay, this B3, it's a bit strange move, I think.
Okay.
I think I will go for your move, Patrick, here. Instead of B3, I will probably castle.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with this B3 move, I don't know. Somehow... Okay. Hey, this is a trap. Ooh, there is a trap here. White is winning. Knight can take a knight on D6. Oh, he could take the whole knight if he took the other knight. Okay. Okay, so he took the bishop. I think he can take even more. Yeah. So in this way, white will take a pawn. But if white took the knight one move earlier on T6, he will take the whole bishop, I think. But okay, this is also good. That's right. If he took that knight,
If you took this knight, the bishop would
That's-
take back.
and then we will take the bishop with the bishop with our that on from G3 to D6. We'll take another one.
Ah.
That's what. That was my master plan. That's it.
Ah, yeah. So what do you think was going on with this knight move here?
I think that
Obviously attacking the
probably
queen,
Steven. That's right. I think Steven saw this and he was happy with it, and he didn't check the other line that was even stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So with this plan, this is a double attack now on the queen and the bishop. That's
Okay.
right. Now bishop will take a bishop.
Okay. So we've got Steven up.
A pawn.
yeah,
A pawn.
a pawn.
But this is far from over still.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. Now it's a critical moment. I like to say that in every chess game you have a couple of critical moments.
Because
Then
you also
depends
have
what
this.
like-
Yeah, if you can kick the bishop out, you might have a pretty strong defense or attack coming on this
Exactly.
file here, right on the F file.
That was a good point. And that what actually what you said that's you know that happened.
Yeah. And then even tripling it up too.
Yeah. I think in this position it's good to open the king side. Like maybe F4 even before that. Yeah. Because the white king is definitely, you know, safe.
Mhm.
Okay, so black is starting to be aggressive here. Okay.
Starting to push the pawn. Good pawn structure here, right? With these.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Yeah, this is a bit tricky moment for white now. You know, white needs to do something in the center now to take a pawn, or maybe, you know, if white just avoid all of these things or just castle,
Mhm.
you know, D4 pawn will be in trouble for white. So this center pawn, exactly.
Mhm.
So this is not the easy moment. I just want to see what will Steven play now.
So there we got attack once, attack twice, attack 3 times, attack
Attack
4
4.
times. That pawn
Exactly.
is definitely in trouble.
Definitely. And it's never easy to, you know, to take a pawn because you need, like you said before, you need to destroy pawn structure, and that's never easy. Yeah, like I said, this is a critical moment. What's your guess, Patrick? Here?
This is beyond me. This is I would need to take a few minutes to
The thing,
really understand this one. I yeah. There's not a no there hasn't been a whole lot of pieces off the board, so there's just a lot to look at.
It's a position is very complicated right now because yeah, white is a pawn up, but like you said, king is in the center, and it's never easy when the king is there. Probably, I think that maybe Steven should probably put the king on castle.
Probably castle, and we'll forget about this pawn and develop some other way.
Yeah, that's a kind of like also interesting approach. Maybe that's also interesting. Yeah, we will see. But I think that this will be, if I need to guess, this will be some aggressive move now. But maybe I'm wrong. But I guess the first couple of moves in the opening.
Yeah, you had it right.
So who knows what will happen?
Yeah, you're right. That's pretty aggressive, huh? Going queen all the way on the other side of the board, putting some pressure on, this rook here. Maybe try to kick out the queen, right? Or
that's right.
Or this is check.
This
the h7 pawn, right?
Exactly, because the bishop and the queen are attacking at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so I'm doing good for now. We'll see now how black. So this is a little bit, this is always interesting because black thought that he was attacking, this is kind of like counterattack.
Ooh.
Okay, so he closed it up. Okay, yeah.
Closed it up, put pressure on the pawn, and also developed this pawn string here.
Exactly. Now we need probably to move the bishop. I will go one square.
What about this
back.
One?
That's also interesting. Exactly.
But it's probably easily kicked out by a couple of pawns.
That depends. Exactly. Do we want to go bishop e5, the square that you showed, to take it for the knight, or we want to keep the bishop back? So that's I will say strategical question in this position.
Maybe here.
Yeah, if I need to pick one, I will probably go there. But again, they're coming like, yeah, I agree. So white is using a lot of time, so this will be a blitz very soon, very quickly.
Oh yeah, look at the time difference. Joel still has 6.5 minutes. Steven's at 3.5.
3.5, yeah. And bishop needs to go back.
And that goes to Steven's earlier point, Joel's earlier point of him being... Okay, what do we have here?
Let's go. What's this? Wow, sacrifice.
A knight sacrifice.
Steven is not going back here.
Yeah, he probably sees how much time he has relative to Joel, and...
So let's count the pawns. How many? What's this? 1, 2. This is kind of like what I'm doing in my games. I'm trying to count the pawns here.
5 pawns for Joel, and Steven has definitely got all his pawns left.
No trade. So 8 against 5, but black has a 1 piece for this 3 pawns.
Maybe pushing this guy, kicking out the knight.
Wow.
Maybe doing that.
Wow, this is an interesting concept. Okay, this is I will say interesting. So he actually sacrificed the knight, and now he's offering the endgame.
He's offering the trade of queens. That's what you mean, right?
That's right. Yeah. Like if black trade the queens, we are going to the endgame. That usually shouldn't be good for white, but because of this number of pawns, maybe I'm not.
Yeah, because this pawn, especially on the e file, doesn't have any other pawns that could take its place. So maybe castle, get the rook on the e file, and just push it.
And I agree. Yeah. So black has also to watch about this bishop d5 move. That's we forgot. Yeah, definitely. Maybe to want to get the rook. Okay.
So they did
this was okay. I think this was a pre-move. Okay. Oh, so game is going to be faster. Okay. I'll probably c pawn.
This is very strong for a white, right? having two passed pawns that
In the center.
in the center of the board.
Fully agree. Now, if you check this, like if you ask computer about this position, I think this will be around equal.
Yeah, for those of you who are joining, there's features on chess.com that will calculate the board and the pieces on the board and say who has an advantage. So that there's some number crunching going on after every single move to say who's favored statistically.
Yeah, but this position is, I can use the word crazy.
Oh, we got down to 2.5 minutes for Steven here, making up some time against Jules. 4 minutes.
I think that Steven sacrificed the piece on purpose. Okay, a lot of trades. Let's see.
So we got this bishop hanging here.
Yeah.
We also got probably the rook to take. But this would be material. Ooh. Throwing in a check here. And
okay. So now probably kick this knight a3 or something.
So Joel has more, higher rated pieces that can move across the board more quickly than Steven's solo rook, but Steven's got the pawns that if he can get him over to this last rank here, will promote to a queen. So
that's right. And I think like in this positions, the position of the white king is also very important. We need to rush with this king through the center. That's very important.
So at the end game, the king becomes very important. So the king kind of sits back during the beginning of the game and lets the pawns do all the dirty work. But then when it matters, the king has to step up in the end and move across the board too.
That's definitely what's going on now. So let's go. Come on, Kiki 2. That's it. Let's go. Okay, let's see. Because if black gets at least one more pawn, 96, 94, something. If black gets at least one more pawn, this position will not be easy for white.
Oh, I bet Steven's just wishing for some more time. He's just wishing for more time.
Let's go. I will go f3 here.
You go f3? Or
pawn with F3. A pawn. Pawn f3 probably. But let's see. Maybe there will be a draw. Oh no, f3. Let's go f3 now. That's it. Okay, guessing good.
Keep
a4.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is gonna be a march.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pawns and the king marching all the way down the board.
Let's push.
Yep, there's that check.
Okay, let's see how he will continue. Activate the king, always good stuff to do.
Because the king can essentially covers more squares than pawns. Pawns will cover those 2, but a king will cover 3 at a time. So kind of keeping the king in opposition of your opponents.
Okay, this is a tricky move. Knight e2, very annoying. Knight e3 is a threat, or knight e1. This is... Wow, nice move by Steven.
So...
Push off.
Yeah.
Like you said, this is a march of the pawns. Now the question is, who's faster?
Yeah, a minute. Well, a minute left. That's still a decent amount of time, right? In this situation, you think?
Okay. D5.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Pawns are too fast.
King's gonna have to retreat since all of these squares are taken. The knight was covered by the king.
Oh,
he's
there's
going after the b6 pawn here.
That's right.
Got it.
Got one. Oh.
Continuing to push. Look at this.
Yeah. Oh, if we need to say, probably white should be winning here. But 55 seconds on the clock.
55 seconds.
50.
Yeah, this is looking really good for white.
At least, if I'm white, at least I will try to trade all the pawns.
Yeah, just start taking them off one by one, right?
Oh, okay.
Because a king and a knight won't stand a chance against all these pawns.
Push. That's it. Let's go.
All right.
Push again. F6. No, 92. Ooh, this is a nice move with the knight. Nice move.
Yeah,
And
oh,
now
this
8
one's
pawns.
gonna
Wow.
go. This one's gonna go. This
Exactly.
has got a clear path here. That king's in a good spot. King's probably gonna go here. Yep. Or knight.
Push. Wow.
Oh, and I don't know. Is there a draw potential here? Knight takes, king takes.
Takes. Yeah, this is the pawn endgame, but like it's a connected pawns. This should be a winning for white if he takes with the knight. But I don't see anything else for black except to take that pawn with the knight.
Because if the king tries to get this back pawn, then that frees up this pawn, right?
Just let's see if Steven is too fast. Is he fast enough?
Let's see. 27 seconds.
Okay, I think he is. So that now D will just promote to the queen.
Yeah,
D pawn.
Steven's got this, and Joel resigns. First one goes to Steven. What a match! And here we're already off on the second one. King's pawn opening.
Nice game. Yeah, really nice game. Honestly, like a lot of sacrifices there from Steven. He really, he showed a very sharp intentions there.
I think that knight sacrifice was probably the turning point in the game, right?
Exactly. Yeah. He didn't give up. He didn't go back. Okay, part of the board is a cutoff. Is that what do you think, Patrick? Is it?
Oh yeah, let me. I can fix that.
Okay. Small part.
Yeah. Thanks for the heads up, everybody. Is that better? Maybe I'll move it a little bit more.
Let's see.
There we go. All right, so we got Caro-Kann defense.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So what's black open at here?
Yeah, this is a Caro-Kann. Okay, I'm still thinking about the previous game.
Oh.
Okay. So now we need to get to this one. Yeah. This is this is not a typical Caro-Kann. So this is more like some closed system again, like in the previous game.
Okay.
So we'll see. I think that Steven will castle here definitely this time. And yeah, and white is probably will do the same stuff. Yeah, bishop e2 with the castle.
Okay.
Yeah. So here, I think knight e6 developing the knight is a good one for black.
Knight e6.
That one. Sorry, yeah. So maybe that one to t6. Yeah. Or d7 as well. Yeah, that can be. I like a bit more to go to t6. Yeah, not to close the bishop. Yeah, there.
Gotcha. Okay, because if you move it here, then the bishop still has the free reign of that diagonal.
That's right. Yeah, that's my plan.
There, this bishop's kind of stuck.
Exactly, to develop the bishop in some point. Exactly. But we'll see. Like what I.
Interesting.
So this is another one. Okay, so black plan is to put the bishop on b7. Exactly. So not to play bishop on that side of the board.
There we go. So this is interesting. We got bishops on both of the 7th rank here.
That's right. So now if black takes the c4 pawn, this is very interesting strategical stuff. We have this d4 pawn. That's an isolated pawn. So this is why is this interesting? Because isolated pawn, that's a pawn that, that's it. So he took it. And now because this d4 pawn, white can't protect with another pawn. So that can be potentially weakness in some later stages of the game.
This one right here?
That's it.
So it doesn't have any pawns
protection,
on these ranks here, or these files.
Exactly. Mhm. But now I want to see where will like black will put this knight. I think that's crucial. Hmm.
If it moves, then this opens up a little bit of it. Because earlier you mentioned the bishop being trapped, and you want to make sure you're controlling as many squares as possible. So moving this knight would at least get the bishop in the game. So what do you think about this move?
I like this also. I read in chat. I think this move with another one to b5 knight was also very interesting. Yeah, so black white knight to go to b5, but now this knight e5. Yeah, I think that was very interesting approach. 95, yeah, okay. There is a one I will say story. You know, when you have an isolated pawn, you want to be aggressive as much as possible. And I think here in this position, you know, white is doing exactly that. And the black plan here is to trade as many pieces as possible. So, because without the pieces, this d4 pawn, it will be weak. So,
got it. So when there is a slight advantage one way or the other, if you can start trading pieces, it makes that advantage even more significant.
Definitely, yeah. So trading here exactly helps black a lot. So the only stuff here for black is just to develop this b8 knight.
This is the only major piece not really in the game. If he takes it here, let's see it right there.
Okay, yeah, he solved that problem as well.
This connects the rooks.
That's right.
Now, and black wants to trade, so we're probably not going to see white take here. White's probably going to want to move this knight somewhere else. Oh, we do see a trade.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, bishop e5 is good, actually. You see, that's a trade. Like, if you trade the bishops, there is no isolated pawn anymore.
Oh, so it's just getting rid of the isolated pawn altogether evens the board back.
That's right.
Take and take.
That's the white plan.
And then there's the protection from the other pawn.
So that's a good plan. Well, we'll see. I'm just curious to see what will black play now. Oh, okay. That looks nice. Can I play rook c7 here as white? Put the rook till the end. That looks a bit scary.
That would freak me out. See.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Wow. Just like that.
I think like in these two games, I'm a good guesser.
But then why wouldn't you just take here, and then you can...
Because you don't have enough time. If you take the bishop first, the rook will take the queen. That's a plan. Okay. What was this? No. Was the rook on b7?
The rook is on b7, yeah.
This was... Oh, no.
That's a blunder.
He probably wanted to... No, I think... Yeah, they canceled. No, this was a...
Sorry. That was my fault. User error. There's a feature in chess where you can guess where they're gonna move.
Okay, I thought like mouse flip.
I'm like, whoa, what happened? No, so you can guess where they're gonna go, and then the viewers or the people watching the game get points to see who gets the most points during the match. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, no. So yeah, like I read the chat. Yeah, definitely. So we can't take this a7 pawn right now because black will take the bishop on e5. Yeah.
So you can't take this pawn.
That's right, because black will take this bishop on e5. Yeah, but this is the problem. And now I can take the pawn, maybe.
This right here, because it's only defended once.
That's right. And white, on the other hand, can take this a7 pawn. Okay, so now I think like I think that white should be better. But I'm not sure how. You know, rook end games with the same number of pawns are usually very dravish. So I agree with Miles here. So probably rook to b7 in this position, targeting the b6 pawn exactly, because the only way for black to defend this is to play back with this rook from d4 to d6. So 2 squares back. Yeah. To d6. Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's okay. Good guess. And now white will play rook c1. That's right. So white wants to put both of the rooks on the 7th. And that will paralyze black defenses.
Once you get 2 rooks on the 7th rank, it's bad news for your opponent.
But I think that Steven played well. Because now this rook can go to c7 because it checkmate in the first rank.
But
So-
what is this move called where you give a little escape hatch for the king to get out of so they're not stuck there?
That's right. That's right. This is what what the players usually do not to get checkmated.
I fall for that all the time. Because I always think, oh, I've got a rook here kind of protecting me. Oh, no!
No.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay, we are there.
I always think, I've got this rook here. Okay, all right, trading.
Go back. Yeah. Yeah, the problem, this looks drivish, but white is always slightly better because of this slightly better position of the white rook.
And the better position means it's behind the pawns? Is that?
That's right, because it could be draw. I want to see if will Steven survive this. I'm looking like white is maybe better, but I'm not sure how much.
Is there an advantage?
But white
because
played a nice game here.
Joel has the two pawns here versus the one. Is that significant or?
Yeah, definitely it is.
Plenty of time on both sides, so we might see them kind of take a step back and think about this.
Yeah.
This is the part where you probably have to think a few moves ahead, draw out a few scenarios of.
Oh, this is interesting. So why black found a way to activate the rook?
Pinning this pawn, so that can't move. Coming behind these 2 pawns.
Exactly, and grab one. So now this rook, black rook must go back from this white pawn. That's right.
And then activate the king. If the king can get to this square, the rook has nowhere to go to
Exactly. Defend the B pawn.
defend the pawn, right?
Definitely. Now we need to see what will happen here. Looks interesting.
I don't know how it would get to that pawn if it stays there. Because okay, what's this going on?
First game was a lot of sacrifices. The second game it's a more end game, more strategical.
Interesting here. There goes the pawn. And then this pawn's gone, and then this pawn's gone.
Yeah. So it must be 3 and 3. Okay.
Bishop here, pinning this, and then advancing.
Probably h5. White should be slightly better because the better position of the rook, but
Okay.
I have a feeling that it's very hard for white to progress still. And the time is, almost the same. Yeah, king e6 now. Go back.
This is going to be interesting.
And now again, king f5. Activate king. That's right. No, this should be a draw, but I have a feeling there will be no draw for here.
This is where just practice. This is end game practicing, playing out.
I think this is a bit mistake. Rook d5 check. That's right. I think the black probably, black, because if he goes forward, he gets checkmated. If he goes king f4, g3 checkmate.
this would be
Yeah.
checkmate. Interesting.
Wow, this will be strange to happen. Yeah, black wanted to, to trade too quickly, I think.
Mm-hmm. This square looks tempting too, because then you can just move this pawn up and check the king and continue to advance. But that is definitely checkmate.
Yeah, but this is a checkmate. Whoa, yeah, but this is, I think, psychological blow here. Like, I think you lost the pawn. Now you need to defend this position. This is never easy.
Mm-hmm. So white with the definite advantage here.
But 2 minutes on the clock. This is a nice move. Not allowing the king to come forward. White king.
Closing off this rank here
Sure.
keeps the king in the top half of the board.
So this should be still a draw, but we'll see. Okay, this is interesting. Check. Let's go.
So you're thinking if no one blunders for the next 5 minutes, this one should be a draw.
Yeah, but I think that if we are talking about the time,
Yeah.
I think like white will win on time. That's my
2 minutes is a big advantage.
Yeah, because this is a kind of like position where in, let's say, long time controls, probably you can hold. But in the like a blitz, when you have 1 minute, nah, never easy. Wow.
Pieces,
Here.
got the opposition.
Wow, I think this must be lost. The pawn end games where, yeah, this is lost. One of definitely the things you need to be careful. You can't enter the pawn end games when you're 1 pawn down. And yeah.
Yep. So from this point on, it's basically just textbook king pawn endgame to advance the pawn down, right?
Yeah. And now he will just grab the pawns. Yeah. But I have a feeling like Steven wanted to try to do something because he was sure that he will lost because of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If there is no white G pawn, this should be a draw.
Because if it's just a king and a pawn on one of the side files there, it ends in a draw.
That's a draw. Yeah. But unfortunately, we have a G pawn here, so.
All right. Well, this brings us to
1-1.
match number 3.
Okay, this was a strategical game, completely different than the game 1. But let's see if Steven will keep with the London opening.
Yeah. I know for those of us in the chess channel on Slack, Steven did some lessons leading up to the chess tournament where he walked us through the London opening. So we know that's one of his favorites and probably gave Joel plenty of time to prepare.
So last time here, yeah, this was something that happened in the first game. Bishop d6. Now black will offer the trade of dark square bishops. And Steven will put the bishop back.
Similar to what we saw in the first game.
That's right.
And
Probably they
again,
will keep the same. Ooh, this is kind of like psychological part in chess that I like. So they will play the same opening. And we will see how black will improve this now. Because if we remember, black lost that first game in this.
What will Joel do differently this time around?
If I remember, he played b6 last game.
Yep. So seven moves on each side brings us to the exact same position that we had in the first game.
Okay, probably the game 2 will be Karakandam.
Yeah, right. We'll just flip flop.
Yeah. Yeah. And white king with this b3 that I thought was not a good move, but Steven liked this move. Okay, we'll see. Maybe this was a preparation. I think that's a prep then. Ah, Steven didn't play. Oh, I thought he will go 95. So he played another one. Yeah, this queen on the c2. I don't like it. Because the rook is, black put the rook now on the open,
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Whenever you line up a rook on the other side of a queen, all you have to do is some tactics to kick out these pieces, and that can creep up on you.
I think that previous game actually left a mark on Steven.
He has some PTSD that he's working through right now. I wish we could see him right now. I want to.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying not to be all the time serious, but okay.
That's good. We got this this interesting combo here. Oh,
What?
that's a blunder.
This you-
Oh wait, that was me again.
No, no.
Ah, sorry. Dude,
That's
somebody
okay.
take the mouse away from me.
Okay,
It's
okay.
like, this is so confusing.
Okay. So I need to see first the time changing. Like when I see the clock, I know the move is actually happened.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll try not to.
No, worry.
I'm like moving the pieces around as if I'm playing. I feel.
No worry.
Okay. So we have the rook backing up the queen now.
Yeah, that's a problem with this b pawn. When I said the b3 move, it's a bit not the best one, because like the c pawn now is a target because black put all of his pieces there.
King is exposed here on the e file. Probably should see a castle here soon, right?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Now h5 is open, right? I can take it back with the bishop.
Yeah. Okay. Pawn.
Sorry, we take with the pawn. Sorry.
Yeah. So moves like this, when I see this and I see queen with a guard diagonal here, so sometimes you see some crazy sacrifices, right? Where that pawn gets taken and then that just opens up the king's defense there.
I saw from the game 1, I said like Steven don't like the castle in this London, right? This king is always on e1 in this type of position. Yeah. That's a question.
Would you? Yeah, I was gonna say you might want to start developing the knight if you were white.
Yeah.
This is just horrifying, though. This is scary.
Yeah, this looks annoying. I agree with Miles. Maybe knight d5. You can put the knight in the center. Yeah, like looks like you blunder the knight, but actually you can't take it because of the rook is attacking the queen. This is the critical moment for black. We'll see. What will black play now?
Good question. Well, you've predicted the future a number of times already in the short time that I've known you. So
the good move. Okay, yeah. But I'm not sure. Like here, like what I can see here, that black king is very safe. White needs a lot of stuff to do to attack that king. Now, this is for the first time that I'm not fully sure. Okay, he made some. 95. Can we go 95?
That
Double
is
up.
a fork.
Is that a fork? Exactly. And take the. Is it?
Attacking both the queen and the rook.
That's right. Okay, yeah, black will take the pawn on d4 with the queen, but we will take the rook. Exactly. This was a blunder in the wrong time. Wow, to grab the rook.
Steven just making sure that it wasn't a trap.
Yeah.
For me, I'd be like, let me give me that rook. And of course, Steven's
That happened
taking a little bit of a
thousands of times.
methodical approach.
Exactly. I did the same thing a lot of times. You know, when I'm winning, I'm spending the most of the time. I don't know why. I think that's a trick sometimes. You know, when you're winning, you have a lot of ways how to win. And that's something sometimes that's confusing. But when you're losing, you have only one way to stay alive. Always.
So right now, Steven's probably thinking, okay, what happens after I take? So he's thinking this takes or this takes, and then what would he do, right?
Exactly. Maybe just castle, right?
Castle here.
This will be the first castle where with Steven with the white pieces in London.
There you go.
That's it. That's
Finally.
it. Okay, so this position white should be better, but it's not such a big advantage.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's up one, 1 point. So for those watching, there's a scoring mechanism for each of the pieces on the board. Pawns are worth the least, queens are worth the most, and as the game proceeds, there's a difference in of a scoring based on the number of pieces that are on the board. So technically, Steven is up 1 point from that scoring mechanism. Joel brings the rook over to...
Yeah, this is, I will say, one very, very nice trick. Bishop goes to h7. I think that's a master plan.
Mm-hmm. So that gives a check, and then that leaves the queen.
That's right. Grab the queen. Exactly.
And that would be game over.
That's it. But I think he saw that. But you know what's the problem? How to run away from this D file now? I think that black... I don't know. Like, I think this is dangerous.
So black wants to get off of the D file.
Exactly.
Where the queen? Where do we put it?
But that's the problem. Even if we run away with the queen, this rook on d8 will be in trouble.
Oh, this one right here.
That's right. So even if we put the queen to c5, or even if you run with the queen, yeah. So the bishop will go to h7, exactly, and we will grab the rook, exactly.
Because at that point, the king would have to move. It would be in check, so the king would have to move there or there, and then that rook is free to take the piece.
Exactly. So I'm not sure what's the best move here.
That's...
Ooh, but if I just grab that bishop, can I grab it?
Take. Then you'd have to, yeah. Because then the rook would be staring down the queen. Yep.
Yeah, this should be over.
Free bishop.
That's right. Everything is falling apart here, I have a feeling.
so Steven's up significant 4
And,
points.
mm-hmm. And he's actually quite good with time.
Mm-hmm. So gotta move the queen. Can't take the rook. They would just lose it with the other rook.
Mm-hmm.
Can't take this bishop because we lose it with the queen. And just trade pieces. And then also probably we would lose that. That would be, if he takes with this, yeah. Yeah, this is not looking good. There we go. We got a right to nation. That was match number 3. Goes to Steven. If Steven can take this one, we would have a victor.
A GG, good game, really. Very, very.
Yeah. Okay. This again, pieces just flying around.
Caro-Kann, but this close variation as it was in the game 2. So let's see. I think that in that game, Steven had a nice position, but oh, this is another way for this bishop.
Some early development, some capturing.
Okay. Grab back with the pawn.
And then that leaves this e-file open. Maybe see
with the rook. Mm-hmm.
And I think Steven said in one of his lessons that whenever you have an open file, rooks like open files, right? Because again, you can just control as many squares as possible by moving a rook on an empty file or an open file.
I fully agree. But I think that maybe Steven made a mistake with this, with this trading this bishop so quickly. Black bishop, give up the black bishop.
Yeah, when was that? Let's see. That was pretty early on. So he traded up the bishop.
You know, a bit too fast for my taste. And now after this move, bishop g5, you know, the queen is pinned for the knight. And white wants to take knight e5 here. So I think he will grab the knight.
Exchange. And then... So this knight is currently defending this pawn. You get rid of the defense, and then that... Yep, exactly.
Probably can go... Oh, okay. So let's see. Grab it. So white is a pawn up. Yeah, bishop d5 was also good. Okay, take with the queen.
Because you want to keep these two pawns connected here.
That's right. You don't want to destroy the pawn structure. Exactly.
Okay, so this game is developed very quickly. So we're only 2 minutes into this game, and there are no bishops, no knights.
And they're playing fast.
Yeah.
Oh, queen a2. I can grab the pawn. On the...
Wait, queen... Oh, this...
That
yeah.
one. No, that was the free one. Let's do... Okay. I think that white played too fast here.
Yeah.
White had advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's confusing. Like, like they're both playing very fast here.
Doubling it up, maybe tripling it up on this C file here.
I think black should put one rook on the D file.
And why wouldn't you do that?
You want to target this D4 pawn, I think. You need to protect. So, okay, he's listening to me. Okay.
Are you messaging him in the
background?
Yeah.
In background.
How much did he pay you to give him advice? Yeah.
That's a secret.
Yeah. All right.
You know.
So white answers and just defends this pawn.
Yeah. So let's go, Steven. Let's go back with the queen. But let's see. Okay, so he played b6.
Putting some pressure on this rook.
Yeah, stream snipping. Yeah, this position should be around equal, but I don't know. Is it a draw good for Steven here?
It's a good question. I think a draw would mean he would take it down. He would win.
He will win with the draw. Oh,
I would think so, yeah. Because after 4
So-
games, he would have the most wins.
So actually,
So in this situation, would you want to force a draw?
yeah, of
Yeah.
course. If I win the match, I will do whatever. Like I will not be the guy who will just play for a win, just for glory. Just finish the match. I know. Will you go for a glory or for the match? Or you
I
just
don't
wanna make okay.
See how much of a showman he is.
Yeah, maybe
He's got
a
people
showman.
watching, wants to put on a good show, you know?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Offering
Yeah,
queen
okay.
trade.
Okay, chat says like we have one. Chat said like a match. Okay, yeah. So if we say like, okay, so now we find out exactly
Yeah.
because if you trade the queens, I think they're okay. So he's going for the match. Okay, he's fine. So the plan is like double the rooks on the D file. Yeah, and probably actually with the black king. Okay. But if I try to guess, I think maybe Steven will play pass with this. I'll wait for his chance.
He's activating that king.
'Cause
David
can't
said he
spend-
can't spend glory.
Glory. Yeah, that's it.
Can't spend
G5.
glory. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that, David.
Can't spend. Okay. Yeah, G5 here is a very strong move. Because now you want to make a space for the king to come closer to the pawn on D5. The question is, yeah, he took it.
Takes it. Check.
And keep probably, uh-huh. This can be a tricky Rook-N game. In the previous Rook-N game, white, I think that white won, right?
Yeah. Yep. So, oh, you can't do this because he'd lose this pawn. So he's got to.
Yeah. No, this is actually like Black destroyed his pawn structure. Yeah, I think this King G6 is better. I think this is the right time for Black, to push these 2 pawns. We have 2-on-1, right? Let's go. We need to go for it. Because if we keep waiting, white will just improve his position.
Mm-hmm. And push these pawns down.
That's right.
Move the king. So the king becomes very instrumental at the end.
I agree.
Plenty of time on both sides. Yeah, this one was quick. This is a quick developing game.
I want to see how will white play here, because this should be a draw, but a bit unpleasant for black.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think I should give it a check with the rook e8. Because one of the critical things in the rook endgames is always to activate the rooks. And you don't want to be too much passive.
So if you check, the king would have to move.
Move, exactly.
And then
And now, for example, yeah. Oh, king of... what? Is this a blunder? Why he shouldn't... Oh!
Oh.
Trap!
Oh, snap. Oh, snap.
Oh.
A discovered attack on the rook on h6. Nuts.
Oh, he played for a trap. So he played for glory.
He's playing for glory. He's going to spend all of the glory.
Let me show you. But you know what was the problem here? For example, if he played this a6, king f5, white could activate his own king. Oh, no, he wouldn't. Okay, sorry, my mistake. So black will take. This was actually nice plan.
Very good plan. So takes.
Very good.
And then the discovered check leaves that
and just
wide open.
Wow.
Oof. Woof.
Grab the rook. Wow.
Rook. Going for glory.
Wow. Okay, this should be winning. Well, let's see.
So would you think that Joel it's gonna be tough for Joel, right?
I agree. Yeah, I think so. Like 2 rooks are too strong to, especially now when he will just grab one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go behind. And just go with the king. Yeah, this should be winning. What idea!
Wow.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
wow,
that was
Steven.
a good tactic. Steven must have paid attention to his own lesson that he gave us.
Yeah. Yeah, these are like a tough positions because, you know, you don't have any, I have to say, there are no plans, you know, for white to make something at least, you know.
I just realized that we were very small on the stream this whole time. I made us bigger.
Ah.
A little too late.
Too late, yeah.
No, but this was an interesting game because there was such quick development, and it all changed with one move.
Yeah. That nice idea. Because black needs a draw here. Yeah, that's it. Nice match. Nice.
Congratulations, Steven.
Well played, Steven.
We'll welcome them back to the Zoom here, and let me resize this to prepare for their re-entry. There's Joel.
Now we need to go smaller.
Yeah, now we're going smaller. Welcome back. Well played. Well played.
Good games. So we got about 10 moves deep in my preparation as black. It didn't help me.
I knew you played the Panov Botvinnik, and I kind of thought that you were going to go into it, and so I studied that line and what I should do in response, and I knew that the Fianchetto setup was good against it. There was one move you played, and I'm like, I think it's the knight move, what is it? It's knight f3, and you. I knew it wasn't the best response from you, but I couldn't remember why.
Yeah. Honestly, that was what tripped me up in the very first game. I'm like, I know that pawn move, whatever it was, like 9 or 10 when you played C3. and I'm just
Yeah.
like, that wasn't in my line. That was not. I mean, I'll even post it. Like, this was the line that I was planning on trying to get to. Right? And I had my if thens, right? Like, if he does this, then do this. And that was not in my freaking list. And so
Perfect.
that. Yeah, and I just like each game after the first one, I had like a couple of moves that I wrote down. Like in the second game, I was looking at 23 RE2, and in game 3, I was looking at 18 ND5, exploiting that pin. And I spent that move 18. I spent so long looking at that knight move. Like, can I put the knight here? So pawn can't take. Like, I want to use this pin, and I'm like, this just seems too risky. I'm not going to do it. And then I do something else, and it's just stupid. So I didn't trust myself. But they were really good games, I have to say.
Very well played. It was exciting. It was fun to watch, fun to observe the different openings. I mean, from Steven's openings to Joel's openings, and how similar they are in each of the matches, but the outcomes were completely different for all the games. So it just shows how you can think 10 moves in advance on the openings, but by the 11th move, it's a completely different game.
Oh, yeah.
And a game that might have never been played before. So, very cool.
Yeah, it's hard to know.
I'm actually really looking forward to seeing the stream and seeing when Nicola's like, yeah, that was bad. Because I know that there's going to be several of those. And
On both sides.
I thought I had enough compensation for the exchange at one point, and yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like the last game, I think that Steven planned with the bishop g4 in this pana variation, when he took, your knight, when you had that pin on the bishop g5, where you had this d5 pawn, so you had a huge advantage there. So I think you trade too many pieces in the short time there. I think you could pressure him more there. I think definitely.
No, that's fair. I looked at it and I'm like, I know I'm way ahead, so let's trade pieces and get to a nice simplified endgame and make this pawn. And then I had to lose the A pawn, and then, well, because I felt like at that point when it got deeper, if I didn't drop the A pawn, then I was going to lose the D pawn. And it's like, I don't want to get back to that.
You need to pick it.
That really drawish position, because draw's no good for me there.
Now, very interesting match. I think the white pieces were very important here. Like I have that feeling. I don't know, maybe what I checked here with Patrick, white pieces were very strong, very nice positions, from the first one. I think that actually the match was very interesting until the moment when you, in the game 1, when you blundered 97, remember?
Yes. Okay. so I snapped the move, and then I went, oh no.
you had to take, you could take the whole knight there.
I blundered the whole piece, and I'm like, I'm winning a pawn, and I played it, and then I'm like, I had a piece. I had a whole piece.
Because Joel then played a very nice move, this e5, and then he got a huge counterplay, and then it's a match was very interesting. A lot of ups and downs, but that's a nice chess.
It was very, very even, Stephen. Those were great games. We have
very good games.
Yes. Now that we're past the actual tournament, we just have to play more.
Yeah. Now there's no pressure. You guys can just play for leisure.
No, Patrick, for glory.
For glory, yeah.
Always glory.
Yeah, Stephen,
rating points.
There was some discussion in the chat as to whether you would go for the draw in this last game, or if you would push for glory. And then when you had that discovered attack with that pawn check, that was he's going for glory.
Is there any way out of this, this position? And I honestly, I almost resigned right there, just as this is just so deadly. I didn't see a way out.
Nice idea.
Yeah, I figured out that it was defended tactically, and then I was I was happy when you took it.
I looked for any other way that I could play it, and I'm just like, everything else still loses. So let me give him this win, and then we'll just go for it, because.
Well, I have to say I'm very impressed with both of you, and Nicola, you're very kind for jumping on and commentating. Really appreciate everything that Steven's done for this chess tournament, and Joel as well. You know, Steven, you've commented on every single match that was played in this tournament, so that's a huge investment on your end, and we're very grateful for that, because I know that there's some newfound and rekindled chess fans as a result of this. So
It was a lot of fun.
yeah.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Looking forward to come again.
Yeah. Thank you, Nicola. All right, we're gonna stop the stream now and get everybody back to work. So thanks for joining, everybody.
See ya.
Right.
Bye.